Hey friends, I'm Lia Scholl, pastor of First Friends Meeting here in beautiful Greensboro, and I hope that you are having a wonderful day. I'm so grateful that you're spending time with me here. Today we are talking about children and imagination, and I ask you to be strong and courageous and do not be afraid, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. When was the last time you gazed into space and just let your thoughts go where they would? Or pulled out travel books and planned an adventure, even if you weren't going anywhere? What about picturing an imaginary friend and having a walk with them? Or laying in the grass and watching the clouds to find recognizable shapes? I'm convinced that higher education twists the imagination right out of us. Or maybe it's capitalism or white supremacy or patriarchy. I think I had those sort of imaginative skills until my senior year in high school, because then I would frequently cloud watch. But now all I see are nimbus, cumulus, stratus, and cirrus. I look into the sky and say, yep, looks like rain. Or nope, it should hold off while I complete my task. What about you? When did you stop daydreaming? Do you miss it? I do. In our short text this morning, Jesus invites the little children to him, but the adults think it's way too much. Much like our parents sometimes in worship think their children are too much. But why can't we see the beauty of squirming children? Why can't we embrace the joy of their questions? Why can't we see the spark of God in them? Maybe we have been indoctrinated into several ideas about children. The first of which is that they are not yet fully human until they are fully grown. We look at them with a view to what they will be down the road instead of who they are in this moment. And we feel like it's our job to mold them into something that looks more like an adult than a child. The second idea that some of us have is that we have to grow them up to be productive adults. We're indoctrinated into the idea that we're only as good as what we produce and hope that they will be good by what they produce. A lot of our teaching is predicated on the idea that we want to make good workers out of our children. Finally, we are convinced in our heads that children are a reflection of their parents, that good parents make good kids, and any deviation from so-called good adults, i.e., mistakes, bad judgment, anxiety or depression, unemployment, and sometimes even being underemployed, means that we weren't good parents. There's this beauty in today's text, this idea that this very serious Savior, Jesus, a very serious teacher and prophet and priest, cares about children, that he sees them, that he doesn't think that they are too much, that he doesn't think that they need to grow first, that he doesn't think that they're ill-behaved or bad. In fact, it's just the opposite of that. Jesus says, let the little children come to me and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these. Jesus is saying not only can they come, but that they have something to teach us about the kingdom of heaven. And there's a little aside here. Perhaps you think there's a typo in today's text, kingdom rather than kingdom. We live in an era where kings and queens and politicians and moguls and hierarchies have let us all down. We believe as Quakers in equality, coexistence, flattened hierarchies, and sharing all our wealth and goods. Calling God's world a kingdom evokes pecking orders and chain of command and vying for positions. but calling God's new world a kingdom evokes friends who are family and family who are friends. Jesus is saying not just that the children can come, but that they have gifts to bring to this new kingdom. They already have those gifts. And one sign that they have them is the wonder they offer. As Cole Arthur Riley wrote, have you ever watched a 3-year-old blow the wisps off a dandelion for the first time? Children are made of awe. As Catherine May, author of a new book called Enchantment, which is about recognizing and chasing awe, says, you have to keep pursuing it until you get that tingle that tells you you've found something that's magical to you. Rather than trying to make laborers out of our children, what if we invited the parts of ourselves that are still children to play? What if we gathered those wisps off a dandelion? What if we played in the sand? What if we laid in the grass and watched the clouds and made pictures out of them? And what if we invited the children to lead us, to help us build this kingdom of heaven, to drag us on this adventure of a lifetime, not as pre-adults, but as full humans who may be closer to God than we ourselves are, as full humans who can help us heal. This morning, as we enter into waiting worship, I will again call us into our breath prayer and invite you to squirm in your seats just a little, to hum a little song in your head, to call forth the child or children inside you to play in your thoughts and in your prayers. Think you can do that? I think you can. Enjoy.